All right, drone video tracked 17 at the Devil's Backbone. We're looking easterly. We might be over the national forest, but we're looking at the property. You can actually already see the in the video. You can see the private driveway and the cleared site, which is set back off the road there. Heavily wooded property. The driveway and the site were just done maybe a few months ago with a mulcher on a skid steer, so that's why it hasn't greened up yet where the driveway and site are. But it will for sure, and also of course watch out for little stobs or whatnot that the mulcher or mower has left, because it can do that. If you have a truck or an SUV, and you should obviously, if you're buying a Devil's Backbone tract, then you probably have 8 or 10 ply tires, but just something to be aware of. So that little trail you see is just an old hunting trail or whatnot. There are tons of those out at the Devil's Backbone, but it's not an easement. It just happened to be there. The only access easement would be that easement road on the west side, so you're not going to have people crossing that trail that we just saw. And really, after a couple years, when things grow up, that trail likely really won't be visible anymore. Looking westerly, so large tract, and it is surveyed with the corners marked. You can check the listing page to see the exact size, but the entire west side borders that gravel easement road and the Mark Twain National Forest. So you can literally go from your private acreage into thousands of acres of public land. Okay, so there's that little trail, which is just an old trail crossing these north tracts. That is not an easement for anybody else to cross your property. And then right there is the cleared site, which is at the end of the driveway, private driveway. We can't quite see the private driveway until we turn a little bit, and we might. But it goes west. There we go. Oh, perfect. You can see the driveway with the Jeep at the end. Jeep is parked on the easement road. They likely, the guys that did the driveway, likely angled it a little bit from the road, just to give it, a little extra privacy. You can see a pile of smaller trees at the edge of the cleared site. That's not from any logging, that's just from the site being cleared. Gorgeous tract, very usable, having that private driveway and the site. There's about a half a dozen tracts on this northern section of the Devil's Backbone project, and I think only 2 or 3 of them have a driveway and a site, and this is one of those. So obviously, you could go much deeper into the property. This property goes back over 1,000 feet off the easement road, and the site is probably just a couple hundred feet. You could go much deeper if you wanted more privacy, or if you wanted, a different site or a food plot to draw in the wildlife. The deer and turkey hunting in this area is phenomenal. People come from all over to hunt the Mark Twain National Forest. It's enormous, and it's a pretty great situation to have private acreage bordering the National Forest. And again, looking westerly, truck is parked on the easement road, and directly on the other side of the truck is the National Forest. But have your own private acreage, and then you can venture into the tens of thousands of acres within the National Forest, and that's where what we're flying over right now is a part of the Mark Twain National Forest. Gorgeous. Again, thousands and thousands of acres of public land that's generally open for hunting and camping, and there are miles of trails and rivers and creeks, and it's just phenomenal to have that right there at your property. And with all that, we're only a few miles from West Plains, Missouri, which is the largest regional city. Unique opportunity here on a track like this at the Devil's Backbone project. Some people don't like the name, we don't blame them, but we actually didn't come up with it. We borrowed it from the Devil's Backbone Wilderness area, which is about 10 miles south of these tracts. So, we're out of video, so check out the listing page. Gorgeous tract, lays very nicely. The private driveway and site are a huge bonus, and obviously the National Forest frontage is pretty spectacular as well. So that's tract, did we already say what tract it was? It's tract 17 at the Devil's Backbone project. It is surveyed with the corners marked, If you have any questions, just let us know.